Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today is the weekly Star Wars recap for October 15th, 2024, which it's been about 2 months since I last did one, and about 2 months since I really uploaded a video, but I'm planning on getting back into the groove of things a little bit, but there is a lot of news and whatnot to talk about, so I'm going to jump into every new release what came out since the last weekly Star Wars recap. First, Star Wars Outlaws, the new Ubisoft video game, came out, which I've been playing a bunch of. I haven't finished it yet. I'm very close. In fact, I was playing it and then my PlayStation broke, so I had to get a new one, and that's why I haven't finished it yet. But I got a new one already, and I'll probably be finishing it up in the next in the upcoming week or whatever. But I have been enjoying the game. I have also been recording it, so I should have more playthrough videos coming up. I already have a couple out right now. I just kind of need to sit down and edit them and all that. But there is some more news for Outlaws, which I'll get into later. But then there was a bunch of stuff I didn't read or watch. First, on Disney Plus, there was the Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy special series thingy. I kind of forgot about it and didn't watch it yet, but I'll probably get around to it and maybe do a review on it. But then there was a bunch of books and comics, starting off with a bunch of High Republic stuff. There was the High Republic Beware the Nameless, the Acolyte Kelnaka one-shot, the High Republic Adventures Echoes of Fear Issue 1, the High Republic Adventures Crash and Burn one-shot, the High Republic Adventures Phase 3 Issue 10, the High Republic Tears of the Nameless, the High Republic Adventures Saber for Hire Issue 4, the High Republic Adventures Echoes of Fear Issue 2, and finally the High Republic Adventures Dispatches from the Occlusion Zone Issue 1, which I haven't read any of those. In fact, I'm really far behind on High Republic stuff. I need to lock in and actually finish all that. But there were some other comics, Star Wars Issue 50, Darth Vader Issue 50, which I didn't read either of those, but those are the final issues of those series. And then Inquisitor issues 3 and 4, and then Ewoks issue 1, the first issue of that series, and then the Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising issue 1, the start of the 12-issue Battle of Jakku series. But then there was issues 2, 3, and 4 of the Ahsoka comic adaptation. There was also a new audiobook Audible original titled Padawan's Pride, which I will talk about later, which I did actually listen to it, and I think I wrote a review for that, or I will have a review of it coming out soon, so yeah, but I will talk about it a little more later on in this video. But with all that said, there is some new releases coming out this week. There's Mace Windu The Glass Abyss, which will come out October 15th, which is a new adult novel set shortly after The Phantom Menace. And then the Battle of Jakku Insurgency Rising Issue 2, which will come out October 16th, 2024. But that's it for the new releases, so let's jump into the news. Like I did say, there was some Star Wars Outlaws news, as it was already revealed that there will be 2 DLCs coming out for the game, which Ubisoft did reveal the release date for the first one, titled Wildcard, which will release November 21st, 2024, which will be the same day the game will come to Steam on PC. As on PC, it's currently only available on the Epic Games Store and Ubisoft's own store. In that DLC, I think Lando will be involved. He does show up in the main game, but only as a very small part of it, where I think he'll be one of the main characters in this DLC. There is also another quick gaming story, as it was revealed that a port of Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles will be coming to the PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X/S, Xbox One, Switch, and PC, and will release January 23rd, 2025, which the port is being done by Aspyr, who did several other recent Star Wars ports. Obviously, there was the Battlefront Classic Collection, which had a bad launch, but most of their other ports have been good. I know they did port the Knights of the Old Republic games to Switch. I would like if they would port them to, PlayStation and Xbox also, or at least the first game to PC, because it is kind of annoying playing the first game on PC. It's hard to get it running in at least 1080p. There's mods, but it doesn't always work. So yeah, but anyways, Jedi Power Battles, like I said, comes out January 23rd, 2025. I never played the original, but I do know some of the characters like Mace Windu and like Plo Koon and whatnot have different lightsaber colors than what they did in the movies and the Clone Wars and whatnot. In fact, I think one of them had a red lightsaber, but in this re-release, they have added it so they can have screen-accurate lightsaber colors, but I guess you can switch to the original game's versions, but that's all there really is for that. Obviously, I'd assume Aspire and whatnot will be continuing to port more and more Star Wars games to modern consoles and whatnot. Like I said, I hope they do a Knights of the Old Republic 1 port to other systems. Hope they also do the Rogue Squadron games, as there's no port for those, and they're not, at least the second and third one aren't on Steam to buy either. But anyways, like I mentioned earlier, there was a new audiobook titled Padawan's Pride, which was kind of randomly dropped on Audible, as there was no like announcement or anything beforehand. Just on the day it came out, I forget what day it was. It just was there, which it's a middle grade audiobook. There isn't actually any book or ebook version from what I've seen. It's only an audiobook, which is exclusive to Audible. I do hope they do release an actual print book version, but right now the only way to listen to it is with the Audible subscription, which Audible is just Amazon's audiobook service. For this one, you don't need to spend any credits on it. It comes included with the membership with their Plus catalog, so there is that at least. But the story follows Obi-Wan and Anakin a few years after The Phantom Menace, which there is a description which says, Jedi Knight Obi-Wan Kenobi and his Padawan Anakin Skywalker star in this thrilling galactic adventure set 3 years after the events of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. When a Republic spy goes missing on the moons of Varl, the Jedi Council asks Obi-Wan and Anakin to infiltrate an underground pod racing circuit run by a criminal boss believed to be holding the spy prisoner. With Anakin posing as a hotshot racer and Obi-Wan as his attendant, tensions between the two threaten to run even higher than usual. But when Obi-Wan is forced to leave Varl, Anakin is on his own as he faces a series of increasingly treacherous races that will determine his fate and that of the spy. Master and apprentice must use all of their Jedi skills in this action-packed tale of cutthroat competition, deadly deception, and ultimately, what it means to be a Padawan. So yeah, like I said, I already did listen to it, which I thought it, was fun to have a pod racing centered story, but ultimately, I found it to just be your run-of-the-mill, middle-grade Star Wars story. But on Audible, it was listed under a series titled Star Wars Adventures Audible Originals, so it does seem like there might end up being more in the future. Not fully sure, but there is the possibility of that. But moving on to some comic news, there was a new one-shot comic from Marvel announced titled Star Wars A New Legacy, which will release on January 29th, 2025 to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the 2015 Star Wars comic series, and just the 10th anniversary of Marvel making Star Wars comics again, which the one-shot will feature stories mostly about characters created during the last 10 years from the comics, with 3 stories written by Charles Soule, Jason Aaron, and Kieran Gillen, which all 3 of them have written on the main flagship series. In fact, they're really the 3 writers who have. I think Greg Pak wrote a little bit near the end of the 2015 series, but it's mainly been Aaron, Gillen, and Soule, which they've also written several other Star Wars comics also, but there were descriptions for all 3 stories, which starting off with a Soul story, the description says, "From Darth Vader to Grand Moff Tarkin, the Empire's most powerful gather on Alderaan to honor Emperor Palpatine in a thrilling story from New York Times bestselling Star Wars author Charles Soule and acclaimed Star Wars artist Raymond Rosanas. During the lavish Imperial event, Dr. Aphra and Sana Starros stage a daring heist, not knowing that Valance is hot on the trail, and a Sith artifact threatens to spoil the party for everyone. It's a collision course of comics originating characters including Darth Momin, Kanath Ka, Rick Dole, Commander Zara, the Tags, and many more, from the fan favorite to obscure." And then Aaron's story, which the description says, "Whatever happened to Scar Squadron?" Also known as Task Force 99. This elite group of stormtroopers, led by Sergeant Creel, answer directly to Darth Vader and are among the deadliest threats Luke, Leia, and the Rebellion faced throughout Jason Aaron's pivotal run. Discover where their dark path led as Aaron revisits them alongside fellow Star Wars superstar Leonard Kirk. And then finally Gillen's story, which the description for that says, "Kieran Gillen returns to the dark side with a story set during his acclaimed run of Darth Vader, where he introduced breakout star Dr. Aphra. Joined by Saul Aspin, enjoy Vader and Aphra's troubled dynamic once more, and gasp at a perilous game between Aphra's old crew, 000, BT-1, and Chrysanthemum." So yeah, cool way to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the 2015 Star Wars series. Definitely excited for Aaron's story to get some closure on Scar Squadron. I would assume in February we'll see the start of a new Star Wars ongoing series, because currently the Battle of Jakku series is going on. That will most likely wrap up in January, around the time this one-shot will come out. So hopefully we'll get some news soon. I know New York Comic Con will be happening later this week during the weekend, and there is some Star Wars publishing and comic panels and whatnot, so I would assume we'll get some news there. But continuing on with some comic stuff, there's some now older news, as the comics for November and December were revealed. Like I said, this is already some old news, but there's a lot of Battle of Jakku stuff which I do want to talk about. So I'm just going to kind of dive into that, which obviously the Battle of Jakku is split between 3 4-issue miniseries, which at first I was wondering if they would have different creative teams, but it seems like all 3 will be written by Alex Segura with kind of rotating artists and whatnot. So yeah, but I'm going to just kind of dive into those issues. First, the Battle of Jakku, Republic Under Siege, Issue 1, which will be written by Segura with art by Stefano Raphael and Jethro Morales, which will come out November 20th, 2024, which the description for that says, "Still reeling from the events of Insurgency Rising, Luke must seek out a relic that could hold clues to the future of the Jedi Order. Luke Skywalker and a new friend find themselves cornered. Can 2 Imperial powerhouses find common ground against the nascent New Republic? Where are Han and Chewbacca? The heroes find themselves saved in the nick of time by a fan favorite guest star and ally." And then Republic Under Siege Issue 2, written by Segura with art by Stefano Raphael, which will come out November 27th, 2024, which the description says, "Luke and Dr. Aphra join forces to fight off a surprise attack as the remaining Imperials plot their next attack. Luke Skywalker must battle his way through a gang of Force-focused zealots. A faction of Imperial survivors plot to return the Empire to its past glory, and hint at a huge struggle to come. Can Luke survive against a giant swamp rat? As the defiant Imperial consolidates his power and allegiances, he discovers a traitor." And then Republic Under Siege Issue 3, written by Segura with art by Stefano Raphael, which will come out December 4th, 2024, which the description says, "A startling revelation. An assassination on Chandrilla. Lando takes the offensive against the consolidated Imperial forces. But is it too late? A hero falls at the hands of a deadly bounty hunter. A mysterious killer stalks the Imperial leader, but can they get past his defenses?" And then Republic Under Siege Issue 4, written by Segura with art by Raphael, which will come out December 11th, 2024, which the description says, A New Republic on the ropes. Lando and his allies defeated. Mon Mothma faces a painful loss. Luke Skywalker must defeat two of the galaxy's deadliest killers to reach his friends. Moff Adelhard plays a final card against the New Republic, with shocking consequences. And then the Battle of Jakku Last Stand Issue 1, written by Alex Segura with art by Jethro Morales and Leonard Kirk, which come out December 25th, 2024, which the description says, A dark force strikes at the heart of the just-formed New Republic, and serves as a reminder that the galaxy is far from a safe place. Chandrila under attack. The rise of a familiar villain, driven to the edge of sanity. Lando Calrissian and a ragtag team of pilots are attacked by an unexpected fleet. The return of Han Solo. So yeah, that's all the Battle of Jakku comics. And like I said, I assume we'll get the final 3 issues in January. But there's also Ewoks issue 2, written by Steve Orlando with art by Alvaro Lopez and Laura Braga, which will come out November 13th, 2024, which the description says, The Battle of Endor continues. Bounty hunters Forlom and Zuckuss invade Bright Tree Village. Will Wicket and Ewok warrior Midro be able to defend the village? And who is the Red Ghost? And then Ewoks issue 3, written by Steve Orlando with art by Alvaro Lopez and Laura Braga, which come out December 18th, 2024, which the description says, The Imperials continue their invasion of Endor. With Wicket captured and forced to guide the Imperial scouting party through Endor, the other Ewoks must form a party of their own to get him back. Warrior Midro and the mysterious Red Ghost may be the only hope for the young Ewok. What horrors await both teams at the site of the Imperial weapons cache? And then the Ahsoka comic adaptation issue 5 will come out November 6th, and issue 6 will come out December 18th, 2024. But Dark Horse also revealed some new comics. First, a High Republic Adventures Annual issue for Phase 3, which it seems like it will be similar to the one IDW did back during Phase 1, which will just have several stories from several of the High Republic authors, which will release January 15th, 2025. But also revealed was a new miniseries, which will follow the Bad Batch during the Clone Wars, sometime before their appearance in Season 7 of the animated series. But the series will be titled Star Wars Hyperspace Stories The Bad Batch Ghosts Agents, kind of bringing back the Hyperspace Stories branding. But the series will be written by Michael Morsi, with art by Reese Hannigan, and the first issue will release January 15th, 2025. But there is a description which says, The Bad Batch is back for another high-octane adventure set during the Clone Wars. Their mission? To hunt down the mysterious Separatist ghost agent who executed a daring heist on Coruscant. The thief's trail leads Hunter, Wrecker, Crosshair, and Tech to the seediest corners of the galaxy, where kingpins and thugs threaten the clones' mission and their lives. Have the Bad Batch met their match? So yeah, happy to see Dark Horse doing more stuff what isn't High Republic. Also just excited to get more Bad Batch stuff, as I do, I really love the animated series. This also reminded me that Dark Horse was supposed to release a graphic novel series with the Hyperspace Stories branding, which the first one was going to be Qui-Gon Jinn, which it was announced a year ago at New York Comic Con 2023 with an early 2024 release date, but since then it's been delayed several times, with a recent delay, delaying it once again to March 4th, 2025. So I don't know what's going on with those, as the Qui-Gon one was supposed to be the first of 9 graphic novels. So maybe someday those will release. I don't know. Like I said earlier, this upcoming weekend, New York Comic Con 2024 will be happening, which there is going to be publishing/comic related panels during that. So hopefully more news there. But gonna end off with some sad news, as last month James Earl Jones passed away at the age of 93, which, obviously he was the voice behind Darth Vader in the original trilogy movies and then beyond in several other movies and shows and whatnot, which obviously that voice is one of the most iconic voices in movie history. And it is sad to see him go, but he left behind an incredible legacy in Star Wars and just movie history of so many great roles and whatnot. So yeah, but that's gonna be it for this one. I will hopefully be back to doing more stuff on the channel soon. I will be uploading more Star Wars Outlaws videos and all of that. So yeah, but in the meantime, you can check out my older videos. But I've been Star Wars View, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Trust no one.
You're a Jedi.